All right, welcome back to another edition, a special edition of That's a Good Cup of Joe. So, as you know, we're going through the Constitution, and we've been through Articles 1, and we've been through the Articles of Confederacy, and we've been through the Declaration of Independence, and we've already done Federalist Papers 1 and 2. Now, before we get into Federalist Papers number 3, which also continues with the concerning dangers from foreign force and influence, let's get hopping right into Article 2. Okay? Article 2, Section 1. The executive power shall be vested in a President of the United States of America. He shall hold his office during the term of 4 years, and together with the Vice President chosen for the same term, be elected as follows. Each state shall appoint in such manner as the legislator thereof may direct a number of electors equal to the whole number of senators and representatives to which the state may be entitled in the Congress. But no senator or representative or person holding the office of trust or profit under the United States shall be appointed an elector. The electors shall meet in their respective states and vote by ballot for 2 persons, of whom one at least shall not be an inhabitant of the same state with themselves, and they shall make a list of all persons voted for, and of the number of votes of each, which lists they shall sign and certify and transmit it sealed to the seat of the government of the United States, directed by the President of the Senate. The President of the Senate shall, in the presence of the Senate and House of Representatives, open all certificates, and the votes shall then be counted. The person having the greatest number of votes shall be the President. If such number be a majority of the whole number of electors appointed, and if there be more than one who have such majority, and have an equal number of votes, then the House of Representatives shall immediately choose by ballot one of them as president. And if no person have a majority, then from the 5 highest on the list, and said House shall in like manner choose the president. But in choosing the president, the vote shall be taken by states, the representation from each state having 1 vote. A quorum for this purpose shall consist of a member or members of 2/3 of the states, and the majority of all the states shall be necessary to a choice. In every case, after the choice of the president, the person having the greatest number of votes of the electors shall be vice president. But if there should remain 2 or more who have equal votes, the Senate may choose from them by a ballot the vice president. The Congress may determine the time in choosing the electors and the day on which they shall give their votes. Each day shall be the same throughout the United States. No persons except a natural born citizen or a citizen of the United States at the time of the adoption of this Constitution shall be eligible to the office of the President. Neither shall any person be eligible in the office who shall not have attained the age of 35 and been 14 years a resident within the United States. In case of the removal of the President from office, or his death, resignation, or inability to discharge the powers and duties of the said office, the same shall dissolve on the Vice President, and the Congress may, by law, provide for a case of removal, death, resignation, or inability both of the President and Vice President, declaring what officer shall then act as President, and such officer shall act accordingly until the disability be removed or a President has been elected. The President shall, at stated times, receive for his services a compensation which shall neither increase or diminish during the period for which he shall have been elected, and he shall not receive within that period any emolument from the United States or any of them. Before he enter on the execution of his office, he shall make the following oath of affirmation. This is the oath of office for the president. I do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the office of the President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. Now, I don't know how that could be, well, I don't know if I'm supposed to do that comment really means anything. But like I said before, in regards to that, I think because he didn't put his hand on the Bible, he's thinking that's a wiggle room out for that, so that you don't have to really say, I didn't swear on the Bible that I will defend the Constitution. That's just my thought on it. But Section 2. The President shall be Commander-in-Chief of the Army and Navy of the United States and of the militia of the several states. When called into actual service of the United States, he may require the opinion in writing of the principal officer in each of the executive departments upon any selected subject relating to the duties of their respective offices, and she shall have the power to grant reprieves and pardons for offenses against the United States, except in cases of impeachment. He shall have power, by and with the advice and consent of the Senate, to make treaties, provide 2/3 of the Senate President concur, and he shall nominate, and by and with the advice of consent of the Senate shall appoint ambassadors, other public ministers and counsels, judges of the Supreme Court, and all other officers of the United States, whose appointments are not herein otherwise provided for, and which shall be established by law. But the Congress may by law vest the appointment of such inferior officers as they think proper in the President alone, in the courts of law, or in the heads of department. The President shall have the power to fill up all vacancies that may happen during the recess of the Senate by granting commissions which shall expire at the end of their next session. Section 3. He shall from time to time give the Congress information of the state of the Union and recommend to their consideration such measures as he shall judge necessary and expedient. He may on extraordinary occasions convene both houses and either of them, and in case of disagreement between them. With respect to the time of adjournment, he may adjourn them to such time, and he shall think proper he will receive ambassadors and other public ministers. He shall take care that the law be faithfully executed. He shall take care that the laws be faithfully executed, and shall commission all of the officers of the United States. And Section 4, the President, Vice President, and all civil officers of the United States shall be removed from office on impeachment for and conviction of treason, bribery, and other high crimes and misdemeanors. So ain't that a hootenanny? Oath of office. Making sure that all laws are being followed. The job of the president, the executive. He's not a king. If he's able to be impeached and removed from office by Congress, he's not a king. He's not immortal. He is not impenetrable. He is not immune. Congress, in removing him, will subject him to being tried and convicted. Due process. due process. If he's eligible for it, every American is eligible for it. Everyone is granted due process. We'll get into all of that. All right. On the next good cup of Joe, before I get to Federalist Paper number 3, we're going to go to Article 3, which is the courts. So we'll be right back, and that is today's good cup of Joe.